Two best friends, Schmidt and Jenko, are on the rooftop of a parking garage when they get a message about an illegal transaction happening at Metro Harbor. After completing their last undercover job successfully, they're back on duty. Once they gear up and joke around for a bit, they head to the harbor. There, they spot Ghost, the biggest illegal goods trafficker in Metro City, who is working with the Mexican cartel. Schmidt tells Jenko they'll have to improvise, which terrifies him. He awkwardly slips into character, making up a ridiculous story about why they're there. When asked why his partner isn't speaking, Jenko finally says, "My name is Jeff." Schmidt then tells Jenko to make up a detailed story about how he knows the group. Jenko is annoyed with Schmidt, and the gang clearly isn't amused. Ghost approaches them suspiciously, but only wants them to check the goods and stay quiet. They still don't know what's being smuggled. When the container is opened, an octopus jumps on Schmidt. Ghost is smuggling exotic animals. They manage to throw it off, but during the chaos, they lose their fake accents, exposing themselves as cops. The gang opens fire on them. He runs over their car, making Jenko furious. The two climb onto the container. Schmidt slips and falls, but Jenko keeps attacking the truck with a horn. Schmidt climbs back up but crashes into a steel beam, leaving both of them hanging. Back at the station, their boss yells at them for letting Ghost escape. They are reassigned to the Jump Street division. The old church has been bought back by the Koreans, so now their new headquarters is at 22 Jump Street, a bigger church. Captain Dixon has an office that looks like a giant ice cube. Their new mission takes them to MC State College. A new drug called YBHY, short for work hard, yes. Play hard, yes, is spreading around campus. A girl has overdosed, and their task is to find the dealer and supplier. They only have one photo as a lead. The duo move into a dorm, setting up everything to look like typical college freshmen. Their neighbors across the hall are twins. Schmidt and Jenko pretend to be brothers too, but the twins just laugh. In Psychology 101, Schmidt tries to ask a student where to find YHY, but the student immediately calls him out for looking like a narc. He even jokes that Schmidt is still wearing his badge, which, embarrassingly, he is. Jenko also fails to get any information from the football players because of his clumsy approach. That night at an improv show, Schmidt points out a girl he likes from one of his classes. Jenko encourages him to talk to her. Schmidt awkwardly brings up the overdose case and says he's writing a poem about it. When the host asks if anyone else wants to perform, the girl points at Schmidt. Jenko bursts out laughing. Schmidt admits the poem isn't finished, but everyone waits in silence. He starts blurting out random words with exaggerated gestures. It's hilariously bad, yet somehow earns him applause and sympathy. Later, as they walk back to their dorm, Schmidt admits he has no leads. Jenko says he's heard that YPHY is available everywhere on campus, 24/7, only to realize they were talking about Wi-Fi. Running out of ideas, they visit an old dealer they once busted. They ask how to get leads when everyone treats them like cops and won't talk. After mocking Schmidt's speeches, the dealer hints that the clue is in the photo. He has a bazooka tattoo. They visit a tattoo parlor, where the artist says it belongs to a football player. Jenko immediately guesses who it might be. They sneak into football practice posing as players, and Jenko meets Zook, a friendly but dim-witted athlete. During the game, Zook calls Jenko his brother and praises his skills. Schmidt feels jealous that Jenko's found a new friend. Zook invites Jenko to a frat party and says Schmidt can come too. While getting ready, Schmidt tells Jenko to ditch his puka shell necklace, but at the party, Zook wears the same one. They instantly click. Even Rooster likes Jenko, but not Schmidt. Schmidt feels out of place and awkwardly talks to Rooster about his tattoos, touching his arm too long and making it weird. Jenko and Zook grow closer, leaving Schmidt behind. Zook invites them to see the rooftop view. Two jocks climb up easily, but Schmidt struggles and gives up, heading home. On the way, he runs into Maya from the improv show. They connect, talking about their majors and a sculpture shaped like male genitals. Maya invites him to hang out at the art building. Jenko gets drunk with Zook. The next day, Jenko trains with Zook and Rooster. When Rooster removes his shirt, Jenko sees his tattoo and realizes he's not their guy. After Rooster knocks himself out, Zook calls Jenko his soul brother and invites him to join the team. Then Jenko spots Zook's tattoo, bazooka. He finally realizes Zook is the dealer. Schmidt wakes up in Maya's bed. Her roommate, Mercedes, complains about the noise, teasing that Schmidt sounded like a war vet. Maya apologizes, saying Mercedes has trauma because her old roommate overdosed on Whitey. Schmidt and Jenko report to Captain Dixon. Jenko hides what he knows about Zook's tattoo, while Schmidt brags about sleeping with a college girl. Dixon congratulates him. Back at the dorm, Schmidt confronts Jenko for keeping it secret. They argue, and Jenko defends Zook. Their twin neighbors tell them to relax. The cheesy chips they're eating are laced with Whitey. Schmidt has already eaten 6. The twins warn the drug will make them hyper-focused for 4 hours, then crash. High and energized, Schmidt and Jenko decide to infiltrate Zook's fraternity during initiation. Schmidt climbs up with a rope, Jenko does parkour. They plant cameras and escape unnoticed, but as they reach their dorm, Zook and his crew suddenly kidnap them. In the car trunk, they start hallucinating. Schmidt has a bad trip, while Jenko enjoys it. They're dragged out at gunpoint, and as Schmidt begs for his life, Zook and Rooster splash them with vodka. It's a fraternity initiation. Jenko completes every challenge, while Schmidt fails and quits when pigs are brought out. Outside, Schmidt admits he's not enjoying any of it. Jenko suggests investigating other people, which upsets him. Days later, Jenko ignores Schmidt's texts while working out, making Schmidt feel lonely. During Parents' Weekend, Schmidt introduces Maya to his parents and is shocked to learn her father is Captain Dixon. When he asks how she knows him, Maya says they're dating. Schmidt's parents suggest they all sit together, while Dixon glares murderously. Losing control, Dixon smashes the snack table when food is rationed. Meanwhile, Jenko hangs out with Zook and finds a bag of YBHY powder in his backpack. Back at the dorm, Maya defends Schmidt, saying he's a good guy, while Dixon keeps sending angry texts. They ignore him and talk all night until morning. Maya rushes to class, revealing Mercedes was there listening. She jokes that Schmidt has 99 problems but age isn't one. Schmidt learns the girl who overdosed saw a campus therapist, their next lead. They sneak into the records room. Schmidt searches files while Jenko guards the door but fails, and they're caught. They pretend to be a gay couple needing counseling. During the session, they air real issues. Schmidt feels ignored, Jenko thinks he's clingy. Schmidt realizes the overdosed girl might have been the dealer. Later, in Dixon's office, Schmidt wears a bulletproof vest. When Dixon flips a photo, Jenko realizes Schmidt is dating his daughter and laughs so hard everyone hears. Dixon tastes Schmidt in the crotch. He orders them to find the main supplier. They search the girl's room and find a hollowed-out book hiding YBHY. They conclude the supplier uses library books for transport. That becomes their next target, but Jenko leaves for football practice. Schmidt spots Ghost, an illegal trafficker, and messages Jenko for backup. They reunite but are discovered. Jenko headbutts a thug and declares Ghost under arrest, but chaos erupts. They flee in a helmet cart, chased by Ghost's jeep, and blow it up on the football field, forcing Ghost to escape. Security arrives, and Schmidt reveals he's an undercover cop before leaving, letting Jenko pursue football with Zook. Schmidt moves out, and Maya feels betrayed. Jenko stays with Zook but grows bored, missing Schmidt. They meet later, pretending their lives are great, but admit the wrong man was arrested. They decide to team up again after hearing YBHY surfaced in Mexico. At a beach party, they trace the drug trade to Mercedes, who's working with Ghost, her father. She plans to expand YBHY to every campus. The duo storms the club. Mercedes already knows Schmidt's a cop, and a shootout follows. Ghost escapes with the money, Dixon chases him, and Mercedes shoots Dixon in the foot, taking him hostage. Schmidt grabs a sports car to chase her while Jenko goes after Ghost. Schmidt catches up to Mercedes, who is now on foot. He leaves Dixon hanging and continues the chase. Meanwhile, Jenko fights off Ghost's henchmen. With help from a random girl, he defeats them and kisses her. Schmidt is finally caught by Mercedes and taken hostage. Dixon arrives to back him up and is about to shoot, but changes his mind. Maya sneaks up behind Mercedes and knocks her out. Jenko and Schmidt then climb the stairs to catch Ghost. At the top, Schmidt notices one of Ghost's men taking aim and jumps to protect Jenko, but fails. Jenko fights back and jumps onto the helicopter. Schmidt overcomes his fear and jumps too. They fly over the beach, with Schmidt holding onto Jenko while searching for the grenade hidden in his shorts. They fall off just as Jenko throws the grenade, saying something cool. The helicopter explodes. As they emerge from the water, everyone cheers for them. They admit they missed each other and finally make up, and with that the story ends here.